What's up, fam? I'm back, and I'm back with just this little short one because this is gonna be short. I promise y'all. This time, this is really gonna be short. I know I usually say that and it end up being about an hour, maybe an hour and a half, but this one is really gonna be short because in this one, I just want to bring y'all some information. I just want to let y'all know what the sneaky, underhanded kind of stuff that these folks are doing behind the scene, and I need to let y'all know what the Democrats are up to, and the information that I'm gonna bring you might actually provide just a little bit more um, evidence that this whole thing that we're dealing with right now was actually planned. This may provide just a little bit more evidence that this whole thing was planned, because we've presented a whole lot of evidence that has headed us in that direction. That everything that we're going through now was all planned. It was all part of a plan. It's not turning out quite like the powers that be thought it would, but just as you heard Hillary Clinton say, and you heard other folks say, and you've heard people in government say that they never let a good crisis go to waste. So even though it's not turning out like they planned for it to turn out, they're still going to use it to their advantage. They're still going to use it as much as possible to their advantage. So I just want to bring you a little bit of information that kind of lets you know what they're doing behind the scenes, what they've been planning to do behind the scenes, and how it's not quite turning out like it was supposed to. So first, I want to bring your attention to, and all of this information will be, of course, linked in the description box. Whenweallvote.org. Now, maybe some of you have heard of it. Maybe some of you haven't. I haven't, until I was doing a little bit of searching and a little bit of research today, and I found out about it. So I decided, okay, let me find out what this really is all about. So this is on, again, whenweallvote.org. And it says co-chair Michelle Obama to kick off When We All Vote Couch Party 2.0 to help reach, educate, inform, and register eligible voters. On Monday, April 20th at 7:15 p.m. Eastern Time, co-chair Michelle Obama will kick off When We All Vote Couch Party 2.0 during a national call to action with thousands of volunteers, partners, and supporters. Following the call, When We All Vote will host its hashtag Couch Party 2.0, and volunteers and partners will make it personal by reaching out directly to their friends, families, and communities during their own virtual events. During that time, volunteers will help participants get registered and learn more about safe and accessible ways to register and cast their ballot in the upcoming elections, including expanded voting by mail and early in-person voting, a part of the When We All Vote 3 voting principles announced earlier this week. Okay, so this whole process, this whole thing that they're talking about, this couch party 2.0, all of this is to promote mail-in voting, because that's what the Democrats are really pushing right now. Right now, they're really pushing this mail-in voting. They really want people to do this mail-in voting thing. Trump is pushing for voter ID, which means that you have to present your ID when you vote. I've always had to present my ID when I vote. That's something I've always had to do, and I've never had a problem with it. You have to present your ID to do a whole lot of things in the United States. You have to present your ID to buy alcohol. You have to present your ID to buy cigarettes when you go to a hotel. Even if after you've done after you've booked your hotel and all of this kind of stuff, when you get there, you have to present your ID. When you get to the thing in the airport, after you book your flight, you have to present your ID. you know, when you buy insurance and buy cars and when you purchase homes and all of this kind of stuff, you have to present your ID. So, you know, every major thing that you do in this country, you have to present some form of ID. So why now, when you are electing the officials, when you are electing the people that are supposed to run your governments, whether it be local, state, or federal, when you are doing that serious piece of business, because that's business. You understand what I'm saying? That's not something that we should take for granted. That's business, because these people will make the laws, and they will, you know, push forward the policies and everything that determine everything that goes on in your life. So if you have to present your ID to do everything else, why should you not have to present your ID to do something that important? Again, like I said, you are electing the officials that are going to run your government, that are going to run your city, your state. You understand what I'm saying? That are going to make all the laws and all of that. So why shouldn't you have to present your ID when you do that, when you transact that business? When you transact any other business, you have to present your ID. But the Democrats this year are really pushing real heavy this mail-in voting. And the reason why they're doing that, I'll say this, and I don't care who likes it or who dislikes it. The reason why they're doing that is because they want the opportunity to pull some stunts. They want the opportunity to do to a fraud and to steal the election, and the opportunity of people who are not legal citizens of this country to be able to cast a ballot. And if I'm not mistaken, Judicial Watch has lawsuits against a couple of states, you know what I'm saying, for some stuff that had to do with absentee ballots and mail-in votes, and you know, and some fraud that they found out about, and all of this kind of stuff. And they got these states going in cleaning up these voter registrations, and taking certain people off the voter rolls, people who have died and all of that, and their names are still on the rolls as registered voters, although they're dead. So see, if you got folks' names already on the list of registered voters, and these people are dead and their names have not been taken off, and you doing this mail-in ballot stuff, okay, well, somebody can use that dead person's name and cast a vote in that dead person's name, and that's fraud. You understand what I'm saying? So you got to be very careful when you're talking about this mail-in voting thing. But that's what this when we all vote couch party 2.0 thing that Michelle Obama and some others are involved in. That's what this is all about. It's all about pushing mail-in voting. That's what it's really all about. And that's the reason why the Democrats and the liberals and the people on the far left are trying to extend this so-called crisis that we're supposed to be in right now. That's the reason why they're trying to extend it out so far. They have already changed the date of the Democratic National Convention. It was supposed to be in July. Now they have extended it and changed it to August. The reason why they're doing that, that's the reason why they're pushing so hard to keep everything shut down. You understand what I'm saying? To keep everything locked down, to keep everybody in quarantine, to keep everybody, you know, under these stay-at-home orders and all of that. It's because they want this thing to extend out as close as possible to the election, so that they can push this mail-in voting thing. So that's the reason why in most of the states that you see really pushing against reopening up, getting these businesses open back up, getting people going back to work, getting things back up and running again. In most of the states that you see a serious push against that, you're seeing it in mostly Democratic states. You're seeing it in mostly states where we have Democratic governors and Democratic mayors. That's where you're seeing the most pushback. And the reason why is because the Democrats want this whole crisis, as they call it, to extend as far out towards November as possible. That's the reason why they're still trying to push all of this fear. That's the reason why they're still trying to make it seem like these death totals and these cases are growing, instead of actually is the opposite. They're not growing. That's the reason why. That's the reason why they're not telling you how many people are recovering from this thing. That's the reason why they're not reporting to you how many deaths are coming from other things like the flu, like car accidents, heart disease, heart attacks, deaths or from strokes and all. See, that's the reason why they're not reporting any of that. That's the reason why everything that comes down the pike now is being called a CV-19 death. It's because they want to continue to push that fear. You understand what I'm saying? They want to continue to push that panic so that people will continue to stay in, and people won't demand that this country start opening back up and that businesses start opening back up, because the Democrats want this thing to extend as far out and as close to November as possible so they can push this mail-in voting so they can steal the election. And that's what this whole couch party 2.0 thing, just like, I mean, the Democrats and them folks in Hollywood and the liberals and all of that, they just doing all kinds of stuff. They just putting on all kinds of little shows and all kinds of little performances and all of that. You know, they had the home together or at home together or in home together, whatever so-called concert that they just put on back here a couple of weeks ago with Lady Gaga and all the other people in entertainment and all of that. And I did a show on that. They promoted that whole thing. You understand what I'm saying? And that was, talking about they were doing it to raise money for the World Health Organization and all of that. See, they were doing that to push this stay at home. See, everything is geared towards stay at home. All the ads that you see on the news, all the ads that you see on the internet, all the ads that you see on TV, everything is geared toward telling you you need to stay at home. You need to stay in the house. You need to remain quarantined. You need to stay in fear. You need to stay in a place of panic. Why? Because the Democrats want to keep everything shut down, everything closed off, everybody at home as close to November as possible, because they're trying to push this mail-in voting. So let me finish. Let me finish reading this. Well, let me read it over because I done talked and you maybe done forgot what I just read. Co-chair Michelle Obama to kick off When We All Vote's Couch Party 2.0 to help reach, educate, inform, and register eligible voters. On Monday, April 20th at 7:15 p.m. Eastern Time, co-chair Michelle Obama will kick off When We All Vote's Couch Party 2.0, doing a national call to action with thousands of volunteers, partners, and supporters. Following the call, When We All Vote will host its Couch Party 2.0, and volunteers and partners will make it personal by reaching out directly to their friends, families, and communities during their own virtual events. During that time, volunteers will help participants get registered and learn more about safe and accessible ways to register and cast their ballot in the upcoming elections, including expanded voting by mail and early in-person voting, a part of When We All Vote's 3 voting principles announced earlier this week. So again, they just want you to feel like, you're going to hear them say it quite a bit. Why should I risk my health? You understand what I'm saying? To be able to exercise my right to vote. You understand what I'm saying? So they present it like people are faced with, do I not vote to stay healthy, or do I risk my health by going out to vote? You understand what I'm saying? Now but it's okay for you to go in the grocery store. You understand what I'm saying? And buy the essentials that you need. It's okay for you to go to Home Depot and Walmart and Lowe's and buy the essentials that you need. It's okay for you to do that. You're not risking your life. You're not risking your health. You understand what I'm saying? It's okay for Walmart and Food Line and Home Depot and Costco's and all of these different places. It's okay for them to, to be able to put down little markers and everything so people can stay 6 feet away from each other or whatever, for you to be able to shop and get your essentials and all of that. Liquor stores are open. And I guess alcohol is an essential, and they have it marked so that people are 6 feet away from each other. You understand what I'm saying? And only one person at a time can go in the liquor store to pay for their purchase or whatever. But it's impossible for them to be able to do that, and for them to be able to work it out like that for people to be able to vote. So you got to be able to mail in your vote. You understand what I'm saying? So they're going to make it sound like, okay, if you go vote, then in order for you to go vote, you have to risk your life. No, you don't. If they testing people inside their cars, you understand what I'm saying? You stay in your car, somebody walks up, opens your mouth or puts that thing in your nose or whatever and tests you, and then you drive off. Okay, well, if they can test people in their cars, you understand what I'm saying? Then you can present your ID and cast your vote in your car. But I'm all for people having to present their ID in order for them to vote, especially with the way the Democrats are trying to support and trying to promote and trying to uplift and trying to do all of these special things for illegal immigrants. You understand what I'm saying? Giving them driver's license and all of this kind of stuff. And that was in Democratic states where they hurried up and rushed to give them driver's license and all of this kind of stuff. So if they pushing illegal immigration that much, and if they're pushing special rights and privileges for illegal immigrants that much, then what makes you think that they won't try to find a way for them to be able to vote in this upcoming election? So you got to think about what they really trying to get done. Okay, let me finish reading. This will be When We All Vote's second national virtual event following the highly successful couch party in March with DJ D Nice, where nearly 10,000 voters signed up and helped reach more than 400,000 eligible voters. Responding to the ongoing impact of COVID-19 on individuals and communities, When We All Vote is committed to providing innovative and safe ways to help reach voters where they are, at home. And that's where they want you to stay. That's the reason why they're doing everything that they can to keep you at home. That's the reason why they don't care anything about your economic situation. They don't care anything about whether or not you can pay your bills, whether or not you can put food on the table. They ain't caring nothing about that. All they interested in is you voting. You understand what I'm saying? They're not having couch parties and they're not having parties with DJ D Nice and all of this kind of stuff to raise money to give to you so that you can pay your bills, so that you can keep your family going and keep yourself going until you can get back to work. No. All they're interested in is whether or not you registered to vote. And how they gonna get your vote in November, while they do everything that they can to keep you at home, even though being at home is not the best place for you. When We All Vote partners are joining in to mobilize their networks around the day of action. 10 organizations will host their own couch party, and 5 partner organizations will train 1,000 voting squad captains to lead in their communities in the week leading up to April 20th. Details: When We All Vote Couch Party 2.0 virtual voter registration and education event. Now, like I said, if they can do all of this, if they can come up with all of this, you understand what I'm saying? And they can use the internet and they can use technology and all of this to come up with all of these different ways to get you to do what they want you to do. Why can't they come up with all this? Why can't they use all of these resources at their disposal to raise money for the millions of Americans who are out of work? The millions of Americans who are finding themselves in a position where they can't pay bills, or in a position where it's getting to that place where some folks are running out of food. You understand what I'm saying? If they can mobilize to worry about your vote and worry about you being registered to vote, but they ain't concerned with your economic situation. They ain't mobilizing and using their vast volunteers and using, their vast reach and using their celebrity and all of this kind of stuff and using their high profile status and all that to raise money to donate, to make sure all families' bills are paid, to make sure everybody is fed. You understand what I'm saying? But they're not doing that. They're concerned about your vote. And they're concerned about making sure that you have easy access to vote come November. Right? And then it gives it'll be linked. It gives the time and the date and all of this kind of stuff. Press interested in covering the online event. Press interested in covering the online event can RSVP here. About when we all vote. Now, this is really what I want to get to and what I really want you to pay attention to. When We All Vote is a national, nonpartisan nonprofit that brings together citizens, institutions, brands, and organizations to increase participation in every election. We are committed to closing the race and age voting gap and empowering all eligible voters to cast their ballot by harnessing grassroots energy. There's nothing grassroots about this. There's nothing grassroots about this. When you got big name folks like Chris Paul, Faith Hill, Tim McGraw, Michelle Obama, when you got big name, high profile people like that, celebrities, then it's not grassroots. Grassroots does not start with celebrities. Okay? Grassroots is something that starts with the people. In the streets, at the root. Grassroots. Grassroots organizations, grassroots movements don't start with celebrities and big high profile name people like the people that I just named to you, okay? By harnessing grassroots energy, establishing strategic partnerships, and implementing digital organizing strategies. Launched in 2018 by co-chairs Michelle Obama, Tom Hanks, Lynn Manuel Miranda, Janelle Monáe, Chris Paul, Faith Hill, and Tim McGraw. Now, do them sound like grassroots organizers to you? Do they sound like unknown grassroots from the street organizers to you? No, this is not a grassroots organization. This is not a grassroots movement. Okay? And this is not bipartisan, because every person that I just named is a part of the whole Hollywood clique, and all of them, I guarantee you, are Democrats. Every last one of them. Okay? When We All Vote is changing the culture around voting using a data-driven and multifaceted approach to increase participation in elections. In the months directly before the 2018 midterm elections, When We All Vote organized 250. Now they started it in 2018, right after the whole 2016 fiasco where Hillary Clinton surprisingly lost. Then all of a sudden after that, wait a minute. You understand what I'm saying? We got to start something about voter registration. We got to start something about getting these folks educated and registered to vote before the midterm 2018 election. When We All Vote organized 2,500 local voter registration events across the country, engaged 2 million Americans online about the significance of voting, and texted nearly 4 million voters the resources to register and get out to vote. In 2019, When We All Vote announced its new celebrity co-chairs and media partners who will help to reach people where they are and ultimately change the culture around voting. Okay. But it says it was launched in 2018 by co-chairs Michelle Obama, Tom Hanks. But then it turns around and says in 2019, it announced its new celebrity co-chairs. The celebrities from the Democrats, these liberals, started this movement. And they started this movement, you understand what I'm saying? After the 2016 thing where Hillary surprisingly lost, and just before the 2018 midterms, because they didn't know what to expect then. And now they're using this whole so-called crisis to promote mail-in voting. You understand what I'm saying? And it's mighty, mighty funny that we got Michelle Obama and Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks, with all of the speculation and all of the talk that's surrounding Tom Hanks, it's funny how he hooked up with these folks to be a co-chair of this. Okay? Now, that's the information on that. Now, there's another link from When We Vote where you can watch this whole couch party 2.0 with Michelle Obama. And she on here talking, and they got some other folks on here talking. Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson are on here talking and all this. And everybody that's talking is talking to push mail-in voting. You know, everybody is you know, trying to terrify you. You know, do I have to risk my health to cast my vote and all of that? And, you know, and as an American, I have the right to cast my vote and all of this kind of stuff. So most of it is to push absentee ballots, mail-in voting, that type of thing. But the main thing that I want to get into is, now this video is right at 3 hours long. It's right at 3 hours long, this video. But this is where I want to specifically speak to foundational Black Americans. I've been speaking to you all the time, but I specifically want you to pay attention to this part. Hold on. I'm waiting till it get there. Come on. You know how my computer is. It's doing the loading. But this is the part that gets me. This is how you know it's from the Democrats and it's directed at foundational Black Americans. This is how you know that. Join the DJ D-Nice quarantine dance party. Okay, so the one that they did in March, they had him in that too, right? Where they have DJ Nice doing his whole dance party thing and all of that, right? On Instagram, right? Okay, now this is the question. Let me turn this off because now, like I said, the video is 2 hours and 50 and right at 3 hours long, right? He starts his little dance party thing on Instagram at about 1 hour and 35 minutes. So for the rest of the video, you understand what I'm saying? For the rest of the video, from about 1 hour and 35 minutes until almost 3 hours. So for the next hour and a half, that's all you get is DJ Nice doing his thing on Instagram, right? And every once in a while, he'll stop and he'll promote voting and he'll promote, we need to go out and cast our vote and how important it is for us to go out and cast our vote and all of this. This is the question that I have to ask. Why is there not a white DJ on here? Why does it have to be a black DJ? They're white DJs. You understand what I'm saying? Why is there not a white DJ on here? Why is there not a white DJ on here maybe playing country music? You understand what I'm saying? Or maybe playing classical music. Or maybe somebody on here playing folk music. You understand what I'm saying? Why does and like I said, this is the same DJ that they use for the Couch Party 1 and the Couch Party 2.0. So this is my question. why do you keep using this black DJ to play all this black music? I'll tell you why. Because this whole thing is geared towards black people. This whole thing is geared. This whole thing is an operation of the Democrats geared toward foundational black Americans to get us out to vote. To make us feel like we have some kind of responsibility, or to make us feel like we have some kind of obligation or whatever to go out and vote for the Democrats. So they use a black DJ, you understand what I'm saying, to draw us in with black music. And then the whole time he DJing and the whole time we listening to this music, all he's talking about is we need to go cast our vote. We need to vote. You understand what I'm saying? We need to exercise our right to vote. And I don't know for sure because I haven't listened to the whole thing. But I'm almost 100% sure at some point or the other during his whole little DJ stint, I'm quite sure at some point he brought up the fact that certain black people have died for us to have the right to vote. Black people wake up and realize all of this is a plot. All of this is a plan. You understand what I'm saying? They think you stupid. You understand what I'm saying? They think that we all about celebrities. They think we all about partying and we all about music and all of this kind of stuff. So that's what they use to try to draw us in. That's what they use to try to get our attention. Is music. You understand what I'm saying? Everything is a party. Celebrities. And then they all sending the same message. You need to go out and vote for the Democrats. Business as usual. You need to go out and vote for the Democrats. You understand what I'm saying? You need to exercise your right to vote. Your ancestors died so that you would have a right to vote. You understand what I'm saying? You have an obligation to go out and vote. If you don't vote, then you can't complain. Yes, your vote counts and all of that. Because there's no way that you can tell me that this is not geared toward foundational black Americans, because if it wouldn't, they wouldn't keep on using a black DJ playing black music. You understand what I'm saying? Maybe if they used him the first time, okay, the second time around, they'd have brought in a white DJ. But the face of this is a black woman, Michelle Obama. And the DJ they keep using is a black DJ playing black music. So come on, y'all. Wake up. You understand what I'm saying? And then the next thing you know, you'll be saying the same thing that they saying. Oh, well, you're right. I shouldn't have to risk my health to cast my vote. I think I'm going to go ahead on and mail in my vote. And then before you know it, the Democrats done stole the election. And we right back on the Democrat plantation in worse shape than we've ever been before. With no tangibles, no reparations, no nothing. So when you see these celebrities and these DJs and all of these folks coming on Instagram and all of this to be doing all of these little live parties and everything and all that for us because we supposed to be in quarantine and all of this kind of stuff, pay attention. That's just to distract you. That's just to get your mind open and your mind receptive to receive all of the bullshit that the Democrats got them to push out on you. If being at home and being quarantined and you bored and you need to listen to some music, turn the music on in your house. Get off of social media. Get off of mainstream media. Get out of these TV shows and all of this kind of stuff, listening to all this bullshit and your mind constantly being programmed. If you need to listen to some music, listen to some music and turn the radio on. Turn the radio on. You understand what I'm saying? You got a playlist. Most people have a playlist on their phone. Okay, hook up your phone and listen to your own playlist. Connect your phone to the speakers and listen to your own playlist. And stop allowing these people to program you. Stop allowing these people to keep giving you the same message over and over and over and over and over again. And you buying into this shit. Because there's no way that you're going to tell me that this is not geared towards black folks when both times they've had this little quote unquote couch party, both times they've used a black DJ playing black music. And the whole time he DJing, he keeps throwing out that message that you need to go vote. You need to go vote. You need to go vote. You shouldn't have to risk your health to be able to vote. Why? Because he pushing their agenda. They couldn't find nobody else to DJ but a black man. They couldn't have a black DJ the first time and then a white DJ, you understand what I'm saying, to pull in the white voters. No, because they're not interested in the white voters. Because it's not the white voters that have kept the Democratic Party going. It's not the white voters that have been their voting bloc. But if it was really bipartisan, like they say it is, and if it was really about just making sure that everybody registered and everybody's educated on voting and all of this, then they would have had maybe a black DJ the first time and a white DJ the second time. A black DJ playing black music the first time and a white DJ maybe playing country music or whatever the second time. But they wouldn't keep putting a black face on this thing. The reason why they keep putting a black face on it is because it's geared towards, it's directed at foundation of black Americans. You are the target. So be very, very careful when you're watching all of these live parties these folks doing on Instagram during this quarantine. Because I guarantee you, maybe not all of them, but I guarantee you most of them have a Democratic message behind them. Now, I just wanted to bring you that information and the article on these folks, when we all vote, and this link to this video will be in the description box. But there's one more thing I want to touch on before we go, and I'm going to do this real quick because this is going to be the end of it. The Democrats are up to something. And I don't think, and I've said this before and I'll say it again, I don't think that they're going to let Biden stay right where he is until November. You understand what I'm saying? Because, and of course, this so-called crisis is real convenient because now that he has been named the presumptive Democratic nominee, he doesn't have to do any debating. You understand what I'm saying? He doesn't have to go out and do any speeches. He doesn't have to go out and do any campaigning. He doesn't have to go out and do any rallying. Why? Because they know the man ain't capable. They know his mind is not all there. They know he's deteriorating fast. You understand what I'm saying? And any kind of debate he gets in with Donald Trump at this point, he would get slaughtered. That's just point blank, period. I don't care who you support. I don't care what side of the fence you're supposed to be on or whatever. Because at this point, I'm not on either side of the fence. I'm just not party affiliated anymore. But I don't care what side of the fence you on. At this point, if they put Joe Biden up against Donald Trump, he gonna get slaughtered. It's just that simple. So this crisis is real convenient to keep him from having to do any campaigning, any debating, anything like that. But I honestly do believe that they intend to replace him. I honestly do believe at the 11th and a half hour, they intend to replace Joe Biden with somebody else. And Joe Biden himself almost spilled the beans. Just listen. Now, I got this out of Breitbart.com. Joe Biden calls himself transition candidate. My job is to bring the Mayor Pete's of the world into this administration. Is Mayor Pete going to take his place? Somebody going to take his place. They're going to move him out of the way and somebody else is going to take his place. Now, I'm telling you, that's what I truly believe they are planning to do. At the last minute, they are planning to say that because for health reasons or either because of this whole sexual assault thing that's going on, these sexual allegations, or what, for whatever reason, they're going to say that he has decided to step down or whatever, and they're going to bring somebody else in. They're going to bring a whole nother set of people. Some folks are saying it might be Hillary. Some folks are saying it might be Michelle Obama. We don't know, but just watch it. Just watch it play out that way. But anyway, let me read this right quick. And I'm not going to read the whole article. This was on May 1st, 2020. Former Vice President Joe Biden said Thursday evening that he viewed himself as a transition candidate. He added that he wanted to bring the Mayor Petes of the world into this administration. The quote was first reported by pool reporter Madeline Rivera, who was covering a virtual fundraiser co-hosted by former South Bend, Indiana Mayor Pete Buttigieg. Now, I'm not going to read anymore because, like I said, I don't intend for this to be too long, but I want you to hear what Biden had to say. Now, just listen. Hair up, hair up, hair up, hair up, low. We ain't for all day.
So, Mr. Vice President, you made a comment last night in an interview with Bob Costa of the Washington Post where you said, I view myself as a transition candidate making way for the Mayor Petes of the world to come into my administration. Some people read that as you saying you were sort of a placeholder and that, don't worry, I'm going to open the door to this more progressive movement, perhaps led by Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, and others. What did you mean when you called yourself a transition candidate?
It doesn't have to do with philosophy. It has to do with we have not given the bench, the younger people in the party, the opportunity to have the focus and be in focus for the rest of the country. There's an incredible group of talented, newer, younger people. I ran this time because I think the issues that are before us happen to be in my wheelhouse. I said from the beginning, we're going to inherit a divided country as well as a world in disarray. They're the two things I've worked on in my whole life. I've been able to get things done in the United States Senate and as vice president with the other party without making them the enemy and get things done. Unless we can reach consensus, this democracy's in trouble. And secondly, I have a significant responsibility and significant experience dealing with the vast majority of the world leaders to put back in play our role in the world.
Now, if you heard that, he got the rambling. Now, he started out pretty good, but he got the rambling there towards the end, and he never really did answer the question. He never really answered the question as to what he really meant by he's a transition candidate. And what he really meant by, to bring the Pete Buttigieg, the Mayor Petes of the world into the administration. But I truly believe he slipped up and let you know that he knows that they don't intend to leave him right where he is. That they don't intend to really promote him and really allow him to be the Democratic nominee for president. So I just wanted you to hear that. The link to this will be in the description box. You can go read the article. You can listen to it and see, this and listen to this video for yourself, and you can see where he's way off. He doesn't really answer the question and all of this, but I just think it's real interesting that he chose that word, a transition candidate. Not the candidate, not the nominee, but a transition candidate. He didn't call himself the nominee. He called himself a transition candidate. So, pay attention. These Democrats are up to a whole lot of stuff. They got a whole lot of stuff going on. You understand what I'm saying? It's a whole lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. And whether or not you believe that they are a part of, well, not all of them, but some of them are a part of, the powers that be, or the elite group, or the globalists, or whatever, that actually caused this whole quote unquote crisis. Whether you believe that or not, believe this and understand that the Democrats do have an agenda and they are up to something. Understand that, and understand that most of us just don't believe that they just gonna leave Biden in place where he is, because they know they don't have a chance of winning with him. And after the upset that Hillary went through in 2016, they're wondering whether they have a chance to win with anybody, especially now that black voters are demanding a black agenda, are demanding tangibles. So to cover their bases and to make sure that they okay, they're going to push for this mail-in vote, so that if things go to looking bad, they can go ahead on and try to commit fraud or whatever and steal the election. So just be aware of what's going on. Just pay attention to what's going on, Foundation of Black Americans, and understand that this stuff is targeted at you. You understand what I'm saying? They want to program you. So they sending all these celebrities and all these black folks, you understand what I'm saying? And all of this music for your entertainment and all that, because they believe all they got to do is entertain us a little bit. Put a celebrity or two, or black celebrity or two, or out in front of us, and you know, we'll just follow along like you know, all the children and all the rats and all of that followed the Pied Piper. And they really being condescending and really being sarcastic and really calling you stupid as hell. Because they saying that that's all it takes is a little bit of music from a black DJ. You understand what I'm saying? And a couple of black faces and a couple of black entertainers and celebrities to get you off track and to get you distracted and to get you to follow along with anything. So they're really calling you stupid as hell. They're really letting you know that they don't feel like you have sense enough to think for yourself and make any decisions for yourself. That you don't have sense enough to do any reading, to do any research, and find out the truth for yourself, and then believe the truth that you find. So I just wanted to bring y'all this information. Like I said, of course, all of these articles, all of this stuff will be linked in the description box. So please go to the description box, read this stuff. Please check out that Couch Party 2.0 video that's linked, that'll be linked down there, and it's also on YouTube. So please make sure that you check that out. You know what I'm saying? Check out Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson, because a lot of people are saying that video looks phony and all of that. And I will say it does look a little digitized and all that, but that don't matter. Just listen to what they're pushing. You understand what I'm saying? And understand that all of this is geared towards you. Tom Hanks comes on now with this little thing, and I know the name of it, but I can't think of the name of it now. You know, the little bell thing that they have for the children with the little thing that you hit with all the different notes and stuff. He comes on now. Why? Because music triggers a certain part, a certain place in your brain. You understand what I'm saying? So when music accompanies certain messages, it makes that message a whole lot easier for you to receive. So just understand the frequencies. Understand these people know what they're doing. These people are not stupid. They know what they're doing. That's the reason why when it comes to black people, they always use music. They always use music to get us. They always use music to get us in a certain state of mind and a certain frame of mind, so that we'll be more receptive of these different messages. But again, like I said, all of this information will be in the description box. Please like this video. Please share this video. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell notification so that you can be notified when we upload videos. The channel PayPal is in the description box if you choose to use that. But please go in the description box and check out these links. Foundation of Black Americans, stay on code. If you're not on code, get on code, and get on code quickly. If you still sleep, wake up, and wake up in a hurry, because it's just about too late. Y'all have a good day.